guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm still here at the Tokyo Auto Show, and I'm not going home until we get the cars that I know you guys want to see. And of course, one of them I had to stop by and capture is this vehicle right here. This is it. This is your updated, changed up 2024 Mazda Miata. This particular one, of course, is the RF. But before we get into this the purest form of what a true sports car is, let's talk about what's going on here. The Miata, it's been around since 1989, if you could believe that. And what's crazy is there's a lot of buzz at the Mazda booth, not only for the changes that they made for 2024, but also looking towards the future with their Miata concept. Now, we've already brought you information about how the new Miata is going to be electrified. So if you're wanting to get that real great experience of being able to road through a 6-speed manual transmission and have that pure driving experience, this is pretty much it. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a sports car, is the Miata the new one to get, especially with the changes? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this RF and find out. Right off the bat, the style, it is so timeless. This car has been around since 2016 and really looks as fresh as the day it was first unveiled. At the front of the business, you're gonna see one of the changes right off the bat. What do we have going on? You have your updated, upgraded headlight housing. New daytime running lamps, love the projector beam headlights. Of course, those are adaptive, which means they're gonna move with the steering. And the way that they split up the daytime running lamp, I really think gives it a unique look. Now, everything else is gonna be the same, and I don't think that's a bad thing. So as we come down, you can see this lower opening area, nicely done, gives it some aggressive styling. Of course, you have our splitter on the bottom portion. And then as we come across the nose, it's one of those unmistakable faces of a Miata. And the fact that they were able to continue these different generations and basically keep a small size proportion. A little bit bigger than the original, but still, when you look at vehicles today, it really falls in perfectly with what a sports car should be all about. And it's a shame sometimes, because when you think about some of these brands, 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower, horsepower is not what makes a sports car. What makes a sports car is how it speaks to you. And the Miata is one of those vehicles that definitely is going to talk to you very, very well. Now, underneath the hood, they did make some changes to the steering, give you some quicker feedback, better feedback. And one of the biggest things is out back, but I'm not gonna tell you yet. Still underneath the hood, we have that 2-liter straight 6, almost 200 horsepower. It would have been nice to bump it up to 200, but still, the way that they have the weight of this vehicle, well under 3,000 pounds, plus the fact that you can get a 6-speed manual transmission, I mean, that right there is the chef's kiss. But as we rise up, love that long hood, nice sleek on the design, and this color, that's another thing that Mazda does so well, are the different colors. Now, as we come around the bend, with this particular one being the club package, you're gonna notice that we have those really fantastic gloss black Y-spoke BBS wheels. They're forged, so that means they're lighter, they're stronger. We got our 4-piston Brembo calipers, nice bright red. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? On this 17-inch wheel, it's gonna be 205 on the width and a 45 series sidewall. That's really all you need. Now, coming down the side, you're still gonna get your side marker light. And I'm telling you, this particular color is one of my favorite. Gloss black on the mirror caps. This being an RF. Remember, the RF came a little bit later after the redesign on this vehicle. That means retractable fastback. So what does that look like? This is what it looks like. Hardtop has been retracted, and this is what you're left with. I really think that this was a cool way for Mazda to bring the new changes to the style. A lot of people wanted a coupe, and who knows if that will happen down the road, but definitely going retractable fastback really gives it that great style. Now, of course, on the rear, you're still gonna get the gloss red on the calipers. I am gonna zonk those because they're not Brembo, but the BBS wheels, fantastic. Of course, you're gonna have Bridgestone summer tires, give you a nice grip. Spinning around back, just like up front, they do the lighting just so spot on. Great LED taillights, especially the way they extend into those flared fenders. I wish they would get rid of that this antenna. Definitely would zonk that. But the way that they did the rest of it, very, very clean. And then working our way down, you're gonna get your dual outlet exhaust on the right-hand side of the vehicle. And I promised you something big here. The big news is that this now has, for the first time, a limited slip diff. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to get the power to the ground much more efficiently, much more in an effective way. But why don't we go ahead, why don't we see if we could get the door open, and I'll show you some of the changes to the interior of this Miata. All right, guys, we were able to get the door open, and this is one of the things that I really find is special being at the auto shows, especially the Tokyo Auto Show, is being able to bring this to you in its original form. And what does that mean? That means right-hand drive. So to the door panels, we focus on, you're still gonna get that great contrast stitching, no gloss black around the switch gear. I'm very happy to report that so you don't have to worry about fingerprints. And I've always liked how you could get the exterior color brought into the inside of the vehicle. Now, like I said, being JDM, Japanese domestic market, we have right-hand drive. So seeing that steering wheel on the opposite side of what we're familiar with in the States, you do get the contrast stitching all the way around, nice thick rim steering wheel, and then you have that classic gauge layout, tachometer in the center, speedometer on the right, and then of course you have that digital display on the left. What is new for this model year is gonna be that large infotainment screen. So where are we going? We're going from 7-inch to 8.8 inches. Nice to see that horizontal setup, and working your way down, you have your AC controls, just like before. The big news is we still have our manual transmission. So nice to see Mazda doing their job with bringing us the manual transmission. You have your mechanical e-brake, the white contrast stitching, and with this one being a club, I love the Recaro seats. Absolutely necessary to really just put the cherry on top of this beautiful Sunday. Nice bolstering, the Alcantara material, and of course the Recaro name stitched into it. But this is what Mazda is doing, and as we swing it around back, talking about the details, the lighting, just like before, you got your Skyactiv G, your classic Mazda badge. Roadster is what they use here in Japan, and remember, Mazda's been around since 1929. Originally, they were a cork production company. Now, obviously, we know them as making cars. Coming on the passenger side, you can see the great work just like we had before, but I think the 8.8-inch infotainment system really makes the biggest change to the interior. And I'm sure when it comes to the driving experience, what's gonna make a big change is that limited slip differential that we have out back. But talking about the style, and then if you're wondering, well, when did Mazda start making vehicles? It was actually back in 1933 with the Mazda Go. It was a 3-wheeled pickup truck. So kind of cool to see that history. And then we can't forget when it comes to classic style, we have that soft top convertible. So nice to see Mazda bring a hard top, but also Mazda bring that soft top convertible setup with these vehicles. Nice to have them oriented so that you could see the differences, see the similarities, and then also see the changes. But this is what we like to do. We want to thank everybody here at Mazda for allowing us access to these two vehicles. If you think that this is still the best new sports car to buy, let me know down in that comment section. My thing is get behind the wheel of one of these and it will change the way you envision the driving experience. It's one of those cars that teaches you to be a better driver, and the fact that they gave us a little bit more technology with the infotainment system but left most of the interior the same really is something that accentuates the whole experience. But let me know down in the comment section if you think that it's now or never, because things are changing. They have, for 2025 model year, an EV Miata coming, and I'm not too sure about that. I'm still digging what we have now with the good old internal combustion engine, that 2-liter straight forward that screams to 7,500 RPM. You got the new steering to quicken things up. They've already gone through the gearbox, that 6-speed manual, limited slip diff, rear wheel drive. What else could you possibly need? But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Of course, we need to thank LG Raiti, working that camera like a champ. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.